Hey YouTube, it's Grawly. Just thought I'd have a little bit of a catch up with you, do a bit of a vlog, and let you know what's been going on over the past couple of weeks. I've struggled to find time to do any video content, so I thought I'd just do it as quick as possible. I'll just kind of run through a few things that's been going on, kind of bring you up to speed. I was doing some Harlequin videos, obviously the whole saga behind the video and voting for what you want to see next. Mrs. Grawlys had her say, and even though 50% of the votes were for the Grawlys Lair, I did have a vote for Harlequins, but then Mrs. Grawlys kind of went, "You're doing Harlequins." Who am I to argue? But it has been a nice change from doing green and white for so long, even if that's kind of like around the theme, green and white, but yeah, various shades of green. So to kind of like do pinks and purples and then use it's like a lustre, iridescent medium, that's the word for it, to do that over the top as kind of like the last step. It gives it kind of a shimmer like a glittery lycra. It looks pretty cool. It's the stuff that I used on the wings, on the feathers for Miss Weeping Hawks. It just makes things shimmer. And I got the idea of using that from watching episodes of the Airbrush Noob. It was Chris Billou who was using this stuff on I think it was a Lynx he was doing at the time, and I thought it looks really good. But he's used them on Eldar jet bikes, and it looks like a beetle carapace, the way it kind of like shimmers and changes colour and light. So it kind of gives that effect, but on kind of a tight fitting suit. Yeah, it's lycra. Hey, kinky Harlequins, who do you know? So we've been doing Harlequins. Started off with just the one troop that I had. When I started doing that, Mrs. Grawlys kind of quite liked it, because she was having pretty much a big input into what colours and how they should look. So she went and bought me a second unit and told me they had to be painted at the same time. So I'm kind of in the middle of the second unit painting the diamonds. Diamonds are a pain, I'll tell you, man. It takes so much time to paint those Harlequin diamonds and get them neat. I'm trying a different technique on the second one, but I'll kind of go through that on the next Harlequin update. Then she went out shopping a few days later. I came back and was holding a plain bag and kind of go, "If you can guess what's in here, you can have it." I don't know. Well, if you could have anything you want, what could you have? And again, I don't know. But it turned out to be another Harlequin kit. It was the Star Weaver, and it was suggested that, oh well, and as I kind of do with quite a few models, to magnetise it so it could be a Star Weaver or a Void Weaver, but nope, it's got to be a Star Weaver. So Mrs. Grawlys does not want yellow and blue diamonds on this Star Weaver. It's got to be half purple and half pink, and then somewhere out of the way, yellow and blue diamonds. So I've got to sort out the colour scheme. I was watching Legion Live, the episode 6 on last Wednesday, and I was kind of building the Star Weaver while I was kind of listening and watching that. So it's built and it's undercoated, but I've got to finish off the troop before starting the Star Weaver. then, going back to the story, we were in Manchester. We were kind of running errands and appointments and whatnots down in Manchester, and she was going to get something for herself to cheer her up, but we went in Games Workshop first and ended up getting a solitaire. So we're now up to 2 troops, a Star Weaver and a solitaire in the Harlequins, which all have to be done before I can paint any more Biel-Tan. But it is nice painting different colours, as I've said. So I'm quite enjoying doing these Harlequins, even though it's taken me a little bit longer. I've not done a lot with them over a couple of weeks because of other things going on, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I've kind of done a little bit over the last couple of days, and I'm going to do a little bit more this evening, up to the fixing the diamonds before I can then do like a fine line to split them, to divide them. So we're doing diamonds at the moment. So I'll do a bit more of that tonight, as I've said. We'll get some probably footage done maybe tomorrow. We'll see how the timetable goes. Yeah, so doing Harlequins. I have been watching a couple of channels to kind of help me and inspire me with getting and using Harlequins. However, I'm under no illusion that even though Mrs. Grawlys doesn't intend to paint or play these Harlequins, these are her army, and she'll probably just let me use them, or at least sit on the shelf and look at them, or get them out of the bag and look at them. I'll have to see if she'll ever let me use them in a game, if I can ever get around to actually getting a game. But the channels I was watching, Victor Quest did some really nice videos of like Sky Weavers, Void Weavers, Star Weavers, yeah, that's the other one, Star Weavers, and like Harlequin troops, the way he was painting them. So I've kind of taken some inspiration from Victor, so thank you, Victor. And also Scaredcast. So Scary over there has been doing some Tactica videos. So they're kind of really interesting, kind of the fluff around the units and kind of how he uses them within other armies as allied units and stuff. So have a look at Scaredcast, the Harlequin Tactica. They're really good. He's just done the Star Weaver that was released this week, so he's not done the Void Weaver yet, so that one's still to come. What else has been happening? An aquarium. So for wedding anniversary, I got Mrs. Grawlys an aquarium for some Ryukin goldfish, the fancy ones with the big fancy tails. So we're both kind of getting to grips with learning fish keeping. It's not as easy as just getting a tank, filling it with water and putting the fish in it. There's a lot more to it, and we're learning. A bit worried about Mrs. Grawlys' boys. They're still here. We're gradually learning, getting it right, but we'll get there. But as part of that process, we were getting like aquarium plants, and I came across something that I thought, ooh, terrain. It's like a mat of little kind of grass tufts, but I've done a product review on that. So if you want to have a look at that, it was only kind of about £1 for a sheet, probably about that big, square. It's kind of like 9 by 9, about 81 of these tufts, which I can use for plants in some kind of terrain pieces. But we've also got spare, like taller aquarium plants that I can kind of use that have ended up not going in there. So I've kind of got the aquarium as a fish keeping kind of learning exercise, something for Mrs. Grawley to kind of get her teeth into, and I've ended up with terrain building material out of it. It was a byproduct, it wasn't intentional. So have a look at the product review of this aquarium turf. It's quite unusual stuff. I've also been watching a few videos over the past couple of weeks. Terrain Tutor, Mel, who has been doing the bolt action board, the D-Day board for Wargames in Southport, so for Martin McNeil. And watching that develop, I think Mel's done a series of, I think it's 9 videos, including like the wrap up at the end. I think there's about 9 videos. So there's a quite a bit. There's a 2 or 3 hours worth of footage to go through, showing him building this board and tutorials of how he's done particular things. But it's flocking good. That's in Mel's own words. All I can say is wow. I've seen Martin's car cast, and for a Scouse to be lost for words, it doesn't happen very often. But that car cast, Martin could not find the words to describe how this D-Day board from Mel, the terrain tutor, has blown everybody away. It created apparently such a stir when it was delivered to the store in Southport. But I suppose if you get a chance to go to Southport, pop into Wargames and see Martin, you can see the board for itself, or pop onto the Terrain Tutor's channel and go and see what Mel's actually been doing, actually building this board, because it's amazing. It's probably, in my opinion, probably the best gaming board probably in the UK that I've seen, at least. There's probably going to be maybe better ones out there, but from my experience, what I've seen, it's amazing. What else? Legion Live. Yeah, been watching them, keeping up to date with some of the guys from the Legion of Gamza. Obviously we're a small community dedicated to kind of helping others. There's been a bit of drama recently, but disassociate, walk away from that one. Don't want to hear any more about it, and I'm not going to discuss it or kind of raise it apart from just that brief mention. It's past, let it be. But the Legion Live is, they're trying to do it weekly. It's hosted by Kiblams on his channel. He kind of has all the software and stuff to stream it, and the guys kind of connecting through Skype, and you know, they're all kind of on screen, and there's a chat window. You can actually, even if you're not part of it, you've got a chat window where you can interact with it, and kind of pick up, you know, ask questions, and they'll kind of do roundups and then have a topic for discussion. I think the one last Wednesday was this new book, I forgot the name for it, but the one about the flyers, Death from the Skies, about that and how it's going to impact. And there were some interesting points raised, so I'm not going to kind of cover them, but I thought, ooh, yeah, there's kind of mileage in that if Games Workshop kind of listen. But go and find Kiblams, watch the recorded show. You can also find it on Idic Beer's channel, so Nick normally releases a copy, and some of the other ones on some of the other channels, but mainly it's Kiblams and Idic Beer who will release as a video the show afterwards, but it is a live show they try to do it every Wednesday. So if you can, about 8:30 on a Wednesday night, go to Kiblam's channel, go to the link, go to the live show, and go and take part. it's been interesting. It's still in kind of fledgling days and ironing out technical issues, but it holds a lot of promise. So that's Legion Live every Wednesday, 8:30, Giblams. But the reason why I've not done, I suppose the biggest reason why I've not done a lot video wise over the last probably week to 10 days, when I left or took the redundancy from my last job, the last pay slip was set at 0 tax, so I got taxed on every penny. So I thought, okay, well, fair enough, that's the way it's going to be. I'll get that back at some time, and I forgot about it. Anyway, it's kind of, without me realising, it's come to like end of the tax year, and I got a payment into my bank, and I kind of went, where the bloody hell's this money come from? And then I got a notification saying, yeah, you've got a tax rebate. I'm like, oh god, yeah, I got the money back. So that has paid for a new shed. We've kind of had 2 sheds for a while. We've had my main kind of den, man cave, Grawlys Lair shed. That's kind of a big 8-foot by 12-foot kind of workshop. But it's kind of gradually got cluttered, and I've been struggling to get in there. So airbrushing stuff, it's like I need to clear it out. But the other shed, the older shed, was falling apart. It was rotten. So it needed replacing. So the 7-foot by 5-foot shed has been replaced by a 10-foot by 6-foot shed, which is obviously, it's a lot bigger. A lot of the old shed, namely the roof boards and the floorboards, some of the framing bits, they were still sound and have gone to make a series of shelves in the new shed. So I'm just in the process of kind of like transferring stuff over. Still need some stain on it, but it's kind of taken a little bit. I've got lights in there, but need to connect the wiring, so I can see what we're doing there obviously when it's dark. So that's taken a little bit of time, and then obviously clearing everything up, getting it tidy again. So we've been busy building a new shed. This is basically one where a storage shed, no windows in it, it's just 4 walls, roof and floor. But that means all the stuff that I was storing in my big shed can now go in this one out of the way, and I can have room. I can have my workbench back to being a workbench. So that's kept me busy. So we're on kind of about 11-12 minutes on this one. Don't want to go on too much longer. Just wanted a quick update to let you know that I ain't dead yet, in the words of Granny Weatherwax, and I've got some content planned. We just need to find time to actually get it done and get it out there. So I love you and leave you, so we'll leave it there for now. Take care from Grawlys Lair.